Juliet Simplex Radio Net, for those who are just checked in on the YouTube video. You look at go into YouTube, put my call K4PEW into their search block, and you can bring up my Premiere. It's called. It's not my Premiere. It's a Premiere. That's what they call it. And see the relative signal strength into my station as compared to other stations, which you can also listen to other stations that you might not normally hear from your own station. Where was I? Oh yes, and you can also go to 146415.net for information on Simplex. You can also go to groups.io and put in MJSS, Mount Juliet Simplex, into their search block to come up with our group site for. You can see the net schedule on the front page, and if you'd like, you can sign up for the email system. You don't have to sign up for anything. We don't have any hard and fast rules, except we'd like you to get on the air, but that's not even a rule. You can miss all you want to. You can miss twice a week. That's why we have nets twice a week. Also, you can send me an email for some unknown reason to k4pew@arrl.net. Net normally meets at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday night. And we conduct the net on 146.41 in case you are off frequency, which seems unlikely. And we've been doing this for, as of September, we'll be finishing up 9 years. You're doing 2 nets a week. Not to mention, not just 2 nets, though, because we hear tonight we're doing 3 nets. We also already did 4 nets, excuse me. And prior to that, this evening at 7 o'clock, we did 3 other nets. And then on Sunday nights, we've got a 7:30 p.m. Net on 28.415, what Michael does, KM4YRF. And then, of course, on Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesdays, 3 nets, sometimes 4. No, 2, sometimes, no, 3, sometimes 4. Sometimes we got to jump in there with a 270 centimeter net, which we haven't done in a while. But anyway, I just want to let you know that we do a lot of nets. And that's what we call tonight the Cavalcade of Nets. Of course, that's a copyrighted name, so you don't want to be duplicating in any manner if there's anybody else out there trying to copy our methodology here. What else? Well, purpose is to have fun. Hopefully, that's why you're here, is to have fun. Hobby's fun. Ham radio's fun. It's not fun paying for expensive antennas and radios, but it's all fun once you've got it, because it just is fun. We had a nice breakfast this morning too. There was only, I think, 6 of us maybe there this morning, but it was all good. And then a couple of us went over to the range and shot up some targets and spent them shooting the gun. It's money going out the end of the barrel. Announcements. So tonight is net number 920. I'm starting from the west. Like I just said, we had a nice breakfast this morning. We have it twice a month. And remember that today was unusual because of just because it was the last Saturday of the month. And the fourth Saturday of the month, which we normally have a breakfast, was was far more important. The Ham Quest over in Lebanon, which don't forget to save up your money for next year's Ham Quest. And it'll also be in July at the Wilson County Fairgrounds, which was a good ham fest, by the way. Let's see, where was I? No announcements. That's about it. I don't have any other announcements. I know that I sent out an announcement about the August 19th and 20th for Huntsville Ham Fest, which is really a great ham fest. Just that it's 90 minutes away, so it's a little bit of a stretch, but it's worth the trip. Spend it, half a day or a whole day there, because most of the major most of the vendors. Yeah, that's right. I don't know why that sounded wrong. It sounded like I was saying winders. All the major vendors are there, like ICOM and Yaesu, etc. At least I hope they are. I didn't really look at the website, but anyway, everybody got a notice on about that. And is there any other announcements I need to be aware of?
I just got a comment.
Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, when is the Cedars of Lebanon Ham Fest?
I'm not sure. It's a good question. Is it on somewhere on the? Isn't it the Stones River that does that?
I believe it is.
Why don't you look that up for us, man?
By golly, I'll just do it.
Yeah, let me get back to him, because that's a fun one, because it's like a prepper's version of a Big Ham Quest. It's in the woods, away from the general public.
Comment.
You go ahead there, Stan.
Cedars is usually the last Sunday of August.
No, I think it's the last rainy Sunday in August, isn't it?
Well, could be.
Yeah, very good. I think you're right. It is the last Sunday in August. I forgot that's what it was. So that would be the 26th, and we'll get confirmation on that from Michael here in a second. 26th of August. Well, thanks, Dan. Are you ready, Michael?
Not yet.
Okay. Yeah, I know I'm sure the Stones River has such a monstrous website. You got to, garner your way through their website. Anyway, does anybody have any other announcements I need to be aware of? Or we need to be aware of, really? I don't need to be aware of anything. We're just sending out the information. Well, very good. Again, we're starting from the west, but first we're going to take first-time check-ins. Hopefully there's a fellow in Gallatin who just joined the group, joined the mail list, and he contacted me to see if he'd make it with an HT. I'm hoping he will. So let's take first-time check-ins, see if he's out there. Well, either he's not making it or I don't hear it, or both. All right, first-time check-ins, or mobile or short on time. Well, that settles that issue. We don't have any of those either, so we're starting from the west. Please come in.
KO4 OTV.
I think we had a couple in there, but Joel, you were in there first.
Not too bad, not too bad. Are you on that 700 yet?
I told you. Well, you didn't hear, man. That was the big announcement, man. They told me I wouldn't have a ship date until October.
Oh my God! No, I did not hear that.
Apparently, they're carving them out of mahogany over in China or something.
I tell you, man, your signal. Like last week, it was booming in here really good, but tonight, I mean, you're barely making it out here.
Yeah, well, I adjusted down so you can't hear me.
I figured as much, but yeah, I was wondering because I noticed when you and Michael were talking a minute ago, I was over here on 10 meters on a repeater up in Ontario, Canada, and I heard somebody talking, and it was both of y'all, and his was really low as well, so I didn't know. I thought he had a 700, doesn't he?
He does. Not only does he have a 700 up, but it's up higher than it was before. So you should have been getting a great signal, but obviously there's some conditions preventing. Well, that big storm moved through too, so I think that had something to do with it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, it's summer, so there's that.
Yeah, there's so many variations to it. You'd have to, well, nobody can figure it out, okay? So everybody just guesses at propagation.
That's what I do. I just look for the blob.
Oh, exactly. I think that site is excellent it just gives you a decent idea where signals are headed,
Yeah, there's a few of those on there I've noticed. There's like 3 or 4 of those propagation masters, DX propagation or something like that I was looking at today, and it was saying 6 was open, but it was a total lag because I came out here to try it and I couldn't get anything.
It's more ham propaganda,
You know how it is these days. You can't believe anything.
No, it's probably promulgated by a political party.
Oh, yeah. It was blue and red, so it's probably both sides.
Very good, Joel. Anything else for the net?
No, that's it, Paul. KO4 OTV.
Very good. That was Joel, KO4 OTV up in west, up in the game preserve up there up in the west of Ashland City. Who else is west? Anybody west?
GG4 ILV, Jack and Donaldson.
Oh man, I thought I wore you out this morning at the range.
No, it was a good time.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, did they have 2 range officers? Well, range people. They didn't look like officers, right?
Yeah, I think they were kind of rotating in and out.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, they were good. It was nice though. It's a nice safety feature because sometimes I haven't had one guy tell me that it wasn't at that range though, it was somewhere else. It was one of those range out in out near Woodbury. He said that he was up there and he says guys were acting like, he actually told him, says, you keep doing that and I'm going to shoot you, because they were just like acting like complete idiots at the range.
Well, that's what they're there for. Also, it was good to see everybody at the breakfast this morning, Jim and Richard and everybody that was there.
Oh yeah, that's always good. I think it was an off week, so a lot of people had, I say off, it was off our normal schedule, so a bunch of them didn't make it, or some didn't. I don't really know. It's all good.
That's true. Well, anyway, thanks for doing that, Paul. I'll get out of the way. KG4 ILV.
Yeah, very good. Jack N. Donaldson, Kilo Golf 4, India, Lima, Victor. Who else is west?
KC14.
Hey, you doing okay? Was that a new job or an old job you were going back to there, Charles?
No, I'm usually off during the summertime. I work for Metro Schools, driving a school bus.
Oh, okay. Oh man, that's awesome. I don't think I could be a school bus driver. Not because of the bus, because of the clientele, I think. What school do you run for?
Well, it was Hillwood, but now it'll be that new Lawson High School.
Cool. Do you have any problems? I'm not trying to ask any crazy questions. Anyway, do you have serious problems on the buses?
Nah, not too much. You know, it's typical kids. You know, they going. Some of them's going to act up. You know, it's typical thing. Most time, I just try to ignore it.
Yeah, no, I get it. As long as they're not really misbehaving, like in a felonious way,
Exactly. If they're not, as long as they're not murdering each other or trying to set the bus on fire, everything is good.
Oh yeah. When I realized, when I was a kid, I didn't ride any school buses when I was a kid, but I always had a good time at school, and I got my share of punishment.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's not a bad job, but you know, of course, in the hot weather, you got to put with heat, and then you got to put up with the hot and the rain and the humidity, and then of course in the winter, you got to put up with the freezing temperature. So, you know, it's good and bad, all of it.
Well, for what it's worth, it's probably one of the little noticed jobs. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you get a lot of publicity, but the fact is, you perform a function that a lot of people wouldn't want to do. And number two, you're charged with the safety of hundreds of kids every day.
Yeah, exactly. So, but you know, it's a couple more years, and I'm gonna try to let it go. I got about 2 more years, and I think I can retire.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Well, retirement's fun, let me tell you.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, I find more and more stuff to do every day, and I was wanting to quit doing stuff.
No, it is fun. It just I get involved in so many things now that I'm retired, my own things, that I go, how come I haven't gotten any of the projects completely completed? They're all mid-project.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Well, all right, man, I'll let you get on with it. Y'all have a good evening. 7:30 KC4. Thank you.
Yeah, very good. That was Charles, West Nashville. Didn't realize he drove a school bus for a living. That's cool. Who else is west? Anybody west? Okay, go to the south.
Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor.
Yeah, very good. Big net there on D-Star tonight.
Yeah, I think we had 6 tonight.
Yeah, well, we had 6 on DMR, and they only had 5 on C4 FM.
Michael will catch it.
Oh no, it'll come up. I mean, even before we didn't, it'll be slow, but I'm sure it'll pick up over time. I hope.
I think things picked up this winter, and everybody has to.
Anything for the net, Larry?
We'll let you get on with it. KE4 SYV.
Very good. That was Larry in Rockville. Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. And he does the D-Star net on set 7:15 on Saturday nights. And you're welcome to jump in there anytime. Who else? And of course, there's a 7 p.m., which is the DMR net, and then at 7:30 is the C4 FM net. Should be the D4 FM. That would be D, and D. I believe be the same. Who else is south? There was a double in there, but Tony won. Everything well? Did you have to change that link you sent me to get into Facebook?
I think so. Well, not really, but I went and regenerated the link. I mean, if you go back and look at the original email, I sent it out to like 18 different people that are on that list, and you're the only one that had a problem. So, or at least the only one that came back to me that nobody else seemed to have a problem with it. So, I went and generated you your own link. So, give it a shot.
Oh, I did. No, it came up. I did. I didn't see the whole thing, but I did read parts of it before the net. But no, it's. I think it's because Zuckerberg knows I hate his guts.
Okay, I'll let you two work that out.
Yeah, and plus he looks like Lizard Man.
I'll let you two work that out.
I actually think he's a cyborg. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, anything for the net tongue.
I'm just KF4, KF.
Hey, you haven't given us any advertising space in the last couple of months.
Well, tonight this net is brought to you by the one and only airline in Smyrna, Tennessee, dedicated to geriatrics.
Receding Airlines. Yeah, I'll make sure to take my wheelchair over there. Anyway, who else is this? Tony, KF4, KFQ in Smyrna. Who else is south? Please come in.
N8NUT.
Hello, Carl again. How are you doing, Carl?
Doing good. Glad you're doing good tonight. I'll let you get on with it.
All right, very good. That's Carl. He's in Franklin. Good signal. November 8th, November Uniform Tango. Who else is south? South or west? We're at this point. Or east?
KK5S.
Hey, Carrie. Showed up one time and there was no breakfast, and today we had a breakfast and you didn't show up. What's up with that?
To be honest, I skipped the breakfast because I wanted to get out there and get the grass cut before it got so blooming hot.
Oh man, today was another blistering day. I couldn't believe how hot it was 2 days in a row. Well, I say blistering hot. It's been hotter here in Mount Juliet before in years past. But yesterday and today were really bad.
Yeah, because normally I go to breakfast and then go do my rec killings, whatever I got to do around town, and then come home and, about 1 o'clock I'll get started on cutting grass, but I wanted to make sure that I started about 9:30, quarter till 10, something like that this morning, trying to make sure I got it done before it got to the hottest part of the day.
Oh, I know. But you know what? When that front or whatever it was moved in at about 4:30, it cooled it off. It was very comfortable.
Oh yeah, it's real nice. When the little storm moved through there and dumped a bunch of rain and because it was just like not just the fact that it was hot, but it was the wind was blowing all the dried grass and whatever was on the wind that was floating around everywhere, and it was just miserable to be out there.
Yeah, and it wasn't fun. And plus, the cars are really just even to touch the doorknobs, man, hot.
Yep. So okay. So who did the marksmanship trophy this morning?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, Jack and I were the only ones that showed. It was only 6 at the breakfast, and then there was just the 2 of us ended up over there at the range. But it's a nice range if you ever get over there. It's on target there on Hermitage Boulevard.
Yeah, I haven't shot there. I have purchased from there. My intentions were that I was going to get the grass cut and then go to the gun show over here at the fairgrounds, and didn't make it over there.
Actually, I had not. That one uses a. They give you they push a laptop in your face, and you gotta. It's like you're actually buying a weapon, because it's like a big disclaimer. You add your name, address, phone number, your email. You have to sign off on the fact that you know all the gun rules, and they label each of the normal gun range rules. It took 5 or 8 minutes just to do the entry there.
Well, I kind of did all of that when they set me up when I bought my last one over there.
I don't know if you have to do that more than once.
Yeah, I've been in there several times, but I did make a different purchase here 2 or 3 months back, and so they set me up so I could get into the range there. But it is what it is. I had already made other plans when I saw the email about y'all doing that, so I knew if I came and had fun, I'd never get the work done.
Oh yeah, no. Well, I just thought we might want to do that every second lunch, second breakfast, second breakfast, like once a month on the second breakfast, we might run over there, or maybe choose another range. I don't know. So it depends.
Yeah, hopefully next time everybody wants to do that, I'll be able to tag along. So how does this radio sound?
Sounds great.
Yeah, this is that FT857 I was telling you about.
Oh yeah, no, it's full scale here. It's impressive.
Good deal. Just want to make sure that everything's working right.
Well, I lied. It's almost 60 over, so you're not quite full scale.
That sounds good. Well, I'll get out of the way and let you get on with it. And 7-3, and thank you for the net.
Very good. That was Kerry in Baird's Mill. Kilo 5 Sierra. Who else is south? South or east?
KM4 YRF. Kia Papa, Michael and Lebanon. Oh.
Well, I had 3 people in there. KM4YRF, Michael. I know if everything's all right with you, Michael.
Can't find anything about the Hamquest and Cedars of Lebanon.
Huh. That's because I guess it's kind of secret. It's a militia operated thing.
It probably is.
Well, we'll find out from somewhere. Maybe even isn't on the Stones River website.
Yeah, even there. Even went to the Cedars of Lebanon events calendar. There's nothing on that.
Huh. I tell you what, the CIA gets around and wipe things out, don't they?
Yes, they do. But I tell you what, I've got an ace in the hole. I just text Eddie and ask him.
Oh, you don't know. But anyway, it probably is that August 26th. It's the last Saturday in August. And that's what I think it always is that way. Or last Sunday in August, excuse me. Last Sunday in August.
I'll be ready for it.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Anything else on that?
Nope. Go ahead and go on with it, Paul.
Very good. I think I heard, was that Michael in there?
Yes, sir. Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
Hey, very good. How are you doing over there in Lebanon?
Well, it's cooler now because we got that rain. That dropped the temperature about 98 to 84 in about 10 minutes.
Oh, I know. It felt really good. I went outside after the wind. And it was quite a breeze that came through with that front.
It really was. I put a new test on I just had a screened-in room put on the back of my patio, and it was a good test for the wind for it.
Is it just screened in? It doesn't have winders on it?
No, it's a screen. It's got a screen on 3 sides, and of course, my house is the fourth wall. It's got a roof and a ceiling fan with light on it.
Very good. Let me ask you a silly question because I've only seen a few of those. Do they put is that roof structure? Is it just like an aluminum structure it's insulated?
It's not that I know of that it's insulated. It is aluminum, but it's a high grade aluminum. I did it through. I'm not trying to advertise for them. American Home Design. You see them on TV all the time.
Oh yeah, no, that's good. I understand. The reason I say that I saw a commercial job one time some years ago down in Florida, and I was really impressive. The panels that they put in were actually like sandwiches. They were aluminum, on the top and aluminum on the bottom, but the interior was like 4 inches thick of styrofoam.
This doesn't have the styrofoam, but it's similar to that. It does have a waffling type of insulation. It's a double aluminum, so it does have that kind of layer of insulation that kind of supports it all at the top.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, very good. Well, as long as you're happy with it.
Well, the 2 days that I've had it, I've been pretty thrilled.
Well, what's neat about it is, I know in my case, and it's not that it's a big deal, but since my house, the larger side of my house faces west. So in the summer, the back of the house just cooks. And I think, if I had an awning out there, man, I could keep that side of the house cooler.
Mine's the exact opposite, I guess, more or less. My house faces north. I'm sorry, my house faces south. The room is on the south side of it, faces north. And so I never get any sun back there. So I'm hoping it stays cool enough we can use it mostly during the summertime and into the fall.
Oh, right. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Well, anything up for the net for there, Michael?
No, just wanted to holler at you real quick, make sure my signal's still getting out there. And you sound really good tonight. So whatever you're doing right now, if it's not on a new antenna, you're still sounding pretty good tonight.
Yeah, it's still on the same one. In fact, I'm going to put up an alternative here this week, hopefully. It's waiting for my 700 to come in from the factory. And I'm also going to tear down that 700 I got and see what I can do with it. But no, you got a good signal tonight. Sounds good. But it is spotty because I don't know if you heard earlier. Joel up there in West Ashland City says my signal's way down as well as Michael's was, and Michael's still got a nice X700 antenna that's way up in the air. So I don't know what's going on.
Propagation gods are smiling on us tonight.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. Anyway, that was Michael, Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa in Lebanon. Who else is east?
KI4SIB, KI4SOR, good evening. Oh.
Hello, Richard and Stephanie. It was good to see you this morning.
Good to be there. Good to be anywhere, actually. I can't think of his call, but there's a solid kid who was a real good friend of mine. He lived up in White House, had a wreck a week ago, and and had been in the hospital, and he lost the battle with his injuries this morning at about 8:15 or 8:16. No, 6:18. I'm sorry. And if you would, his name was Tim May, and I wish I would like for folks to keep his family in their thoughts and prayers if they don't care.
All right, very good. For those of you who didn't hear, there's a ham that lost his life after a serious accident over the last week. He just died this morning. His name was Tim May. You said he was from Cottontown, did you say?
White House. He was born and raised in White House.
Oh, very good. White House. Yeah, how old was he?
He went out?
How old was he when he passed away?
He was in his late 40s. He was also an EMT firefighter and a fellow Mason. So he and I had a lot of things in common. He was a good man. I don't think you'll find very many folks that would say anything bad about him. He was one of those people. So yeah, he's a huge loss to his friends and family.
Unless you die at 90, anything less is a pity, and it's really a pity to have somebody pass away in their 40s. And anyway, for those that you might have known, Tim May, his family needs some prayers. He just passed away this morning, and he was in an auto accident within the past week or so. And he was an active ham, and for Richard, he was quite a nice fellow.
Thank you, Paul. Carry on 7-3, and I'll let you when I can. Yeah, boys, I'll be back in there. Thank you.
Very good. That was Richard, KI4SIB, and Stephanie, KI4SOR. Who else is he?
Comment WV9Y.
That sounds like Jim. Is that right, Jim?
That's right. I've just been sitting here trying to figure out if I'm east, west, or north in Hermitage.
Yeah, you can self-identify in this age, you know.
Yeah, I'm central.
That's right. Where I forget what. Yeah, I know it's 9Y. What's the prefix on it?
Whiskey Victor 9 Yankee.
Oh, very good. West Virginia 9 Victor.
That's right.
Yeah, very good. Obviously, you picked that call.
I did, but not based on West Virginia or anything like that. I just wanted to get a new call sign that was only 4 characters when I got my advanced.
Cool. Yeah, I got a kick because when I first met Steve up in Kentucky, and he got his call, Kilo Ford WKU, and I said, "Are you associated with Western Kentucky University? Because that's in Bowling Green. He's just north of Bowling Green." No, it has nothing to do with that.
There aren't many good ones left.
Oh no, I'm sure that's true. You literally have to wait for somebody to die. Somebody was transmitting in the D-Star or DMR or something.
Are you talking about just now? Transmitting weird?
Well, I was transmitting in a digital mode. I don't know what I said. I'm assuming it was C4FM.
I got to figure out how to use my radios.
Well, no, your last transmission, which you said something not real long, but it was probably 5 seconds, and it was all digital signal.
The radio's supposed to transmit on what I last received on, but I might have screwed something up today when I was trying to do C4FM.
Which radio do you have? Which radio do you say you have?
It's a Yaesu FTM 100.
Oh, okay, I'm familiar with it. But on those, I'm guessing that you put it in instead of the I forget what they call it. Michael, do you remember what they call it? It'll go either way. If you receive a call in analog, it'll reply in analog. But if you have to, sometimes I know that on the 991, which it's out at the shop, but you rather have it in not the automatic mode.
Yeah, it's AMS, automatic mode selector.
Is that what the mode you have it in there, Jim? AMS?
Yeah, I believe so, because I have the FM signal, but it's got a line over the top of it that flashes, and I'm not sure how to take it out. I'll figure out afterwards.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. In fact, we like listening to those digital modes. Yeah, so it was good to see you this morning at the breakfast too, Jim.
Yeah, I had a blast. I haven't eaten anything since. I'm just now starting to get hungry.
Yeah, well, I was one of those deals that I got to talking with you and Brian and the others, and I forgot to go back and get like pancakes and syrup and cake and cookies and fudge.
You're slack.
Telling you, man, I wasn't able to load up, and I'm gonna have to do it later this evening. Anyway, anything else for the net, Jim?
No, that's it. Thanks for having the net.
Very good. That's Whiskey Victor 9 Yankee in Hermitage. His name is Jim. Who else doesn't have to go very far for the breakfast? Who else is east?
Comment. Okay, I'm for you.
Wait a minute, hold on, Stan. What's up there, Richard? Didn't I hear Richard with a comment?
No, that was Nate.
Ah, okay, go ahead, Kerry.
Hey, I found your date on the Feeders 11 and Ham Fest. It is August 26th.
Very good. Where'd you find it?
I just started Googling and found it on somebody else's webpage, on their club page out of Arkansas.
Oh, man. I guess they're trying to keep it secret. That's not much of a marketing method, is it? I mean, here we are 4 weeks away, and nobody knows when or where. Well, we know where it is, but or it could be. We don't know when.
Well, they actually had flyers at the Ham Fest last week, and I thought I had one here on my desk, but I couldn't find it. But just wanted to pass that information along, and I'll let you get back to the net. AK5S.
Yeah, very good. That was Kerry with an update. It is the 26th. Well, apparently it is. We found it from an obscure source in the Ozarks or somewhere about the Ham Fest. Anyway, there's Stan. What's up, Stan?
Oh, I'm okay, Paul. How about you?
Ah, very good. You're working your way up over 300 countries by now?
Still on 250.
No, that's awesome.
Thanks, Paul.
Yeah, it takes some diligence to do that, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've been doing it for a while, but yeah, it takes a while with all of the traffic we have now on all the bands and propagations I'm picking up.
Yeah, it is much better, I gotta say. Anything for the net tonight?
No, that's all back to that. Okay, important to you.
Yeah, Stan's probably one of the better DXers around here. It's these parts, as they say, with over 250, which is pretty good. 250 countries is a staff. They belong to a DX club up in the Buffalo area, Western New York DX Association. And they were some serious dudes about DX. And the one meeting I went to, and they said, okay, we're going to, everybody stand up. And they said, okay, everybody who's got less than 150 countries. And they said, then the next one was less than, that took out about half the crew. It's less than 200. And some more sat down, less than 250. Two to sit down, 300 and sit down. And it was like 3 people standing had over 300. Then he went up to the current number, whatever it was, 318 or 320, whatever it was. And it was like 2 people standing. And then they got into a heated discussion about, are you sure you confirmed those 2 last countries? It was kind of fun, really. It's the guys who had been at DX so serious that they had 300 and something countries. It was cool. Anyway, who else is east?
Yeah,
Charlie Whiskey N4ECW in Watertown.
Hold on one second. That was Kevin right on ZDD and then ECW. Say that again, please.
N4ECW up in Watertown.
Ah, very good. How you doing over there?
Well, we survived the wind and the rain like everybody else, and we missed the Wednesday night, but we thought we'd catch you tonight, Paul. Everything's fine. Also, I've got K1 ECW listening to the net. She's enjoying it too.
Yeah, you've got a good signal for Watertown.
We got good elevation. We're at about almost 900 feet with the antenna, the X500 900, and I don't know. It's just a hot spot for 2 meter and 70 centimeter and meter and a quarter. So we've been having fun on VHF and UHF.
Yeah. Now you said K1 ECW is that's Maryland. Do I have that correct?
USL. That's Marilyn, and she likes to listen. She's actually trying to train her ears to pick up calls, and everybody says their calls are quick. She's having to get on the shorthand version of the calls, but she's enjoying it. And we don't have anything special. I will mention that the ARRL Hamfest calendar lists the Short Mountain Repeater Club on their page, and got a good blurb about it and all the information. So if that's helpful, very good. But appreciate everything, Paul. 7-3 to everybody on the net.
Very good, Dennis. Glad to have you and Marilyn in there tonight. Like I said, good signal. Yeah, your elevation is outrageously good because Watertown often, well, at least from my experience, several of the people that have tried to check in from Watertown have a tough time because they're not at a good elevation. There's some hills there that obviously help out quite a bit. Anyway, that was Dennis in Maryland, and then November for Echo Charlie Whiskey and Kilo 1 Echo Charlie Whiskey in there in Watertown. Who else is east?
KI4's EDG.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I'm sorry about that. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. No worries about that. How are you doing?
Doing good. We had a good time. We had breakfast. A couple of us went to the range, so that was fun.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't get in until about 2 o'clock this morning, so I slept in. So I missed out on the fun.
Oh yeah, well, no big deal. I mean, it's sometimes it's better to sleep in. I mean, I got up early and I went to bed late. Got up early, and so I was kind of dragging by this afternoon.
Oh yeah, I hear that. Things I don't know. Had a weird schedule lately. Just staying up late and getting up early and sleeping in when I can. So it's just I don't know what it is. I guess just dog days of summer or something.
Oh yeah, no, the heat doesn't help at all. It does makes you sleepy. I think I called you by the wrong name, but it's Michael.
No, it's Kevin. Yeah, you got it right.
Did I really? Did I mess up? What is your call, Kevin?
Kilo India 4 Zulu Delta Golf. I just need to start checking in more. That's all it is.
Okay. You know, because it's funny. I wrote it down wrong, looked it up, and I forgot. There's another call. You may even know the call. It's KI4ZDD, and I just got it confused in my brain.
No, I haven't heard that call. To be honest, I know you've mentioned it a time or two, but I didn't know what the call was for sure. But I've never heard it on the air. I don't believe.
I haven't heard from him in a little while. I don't think. His name is Michael. He lives over in Old Hickory.
I got you. I'll keep my ears out for it.
Very good. Anything good for the net?
Oh, I don't have anything. Appreciate what you're doing.
All right. Very good. That was Kevin, and he is in. Let's see. I get that right. No, I forget where that is. Oh, it's Kevin. It's in Mount Juliet. That's where you are, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm at Juliet Gladeville. Really.
Yeah. Yeah. It's Gladeville's nice. I like it. Anyway, who else is east? East or north?
K4BWA.
Hey, you sound better tonight there, Ricky.
Yeah, roger that. I went to 80 watts tonight. Last week I was 50. And so, yeah, 30 watts more tonight than I was last week or last Wednesday.
Well, the difficulty I had, I went to your net on Thursday, and I said, well, I need to check in with Ricky. I could barely hear every fourth word you were saying. The signal was so bad.
Well, you know, the conditions were really bad that night. Everybody, I was having a hard time hearing everybody too. It was, I think the conditions were bad.
Oh, I agree. No, it was definitely conditions, because there was a couple of other people I noticed said the same thing. And I think you may have said that, but I couldn't hear you hardly at all.
Yeah, roger that. I think I've decided, and I give it a lot of thought, and I'm not going to waste y'all's time too much about it, but you know what, if I'm going to have to spend about another $400 or $500 on an amp, I've been checking into that 700, and I think what I'm going to do, because, you know, an amp just gets you out there, but that 700 will give me better listening, so I'll be able to maybe draw some more people in. So I'm thinking if I'm going to spend that kind of money, I'm just going to get that 700.
Oh, yeah, like you may have heard me say, and I've said it enough times. So I had what would be comparable to X510, but it was another brand. It wasn't a diamond, and that one was decent. And it was 8.3, I think, was a DBI, and the diamond X700 is like 9.1 or 9.3, I forget. And I thought, I'm going to spend that. The one I had was like 100 or 120 bucks, and here I am looking to pay 400, almost 400 for an antenna. I said, is 1 dB worth that? And I'll tell you what, it's worth it. You cannot believe how well you hear and get out with that 700. I can't wait to get mine back in operation.
Well, after listening to Michael's transmission over the last couple of days, and I agree with you. I think that's one of my what helped me make my decision was what Michael's done with his, and then getting up 10 more feet. I believe that 1 more dB makes a big difference. I'm just a little bit wondering. I everywhere I check, they're all out. They don't have them. And I heard you went direct to the company and is waiting until November. So I wonder how they're going. How long I have to wait.
Well, let's put it this way: DX Engineering has, I forget whether he said 20 or 40 on back order already, and they're the ones that gave me the ship date, because that's where I went to because Gigaparts wasn't even taking orders, but DX Engineering was, and they're on back order from the factory. And he says it's a supply chain issue of some kind, and he didn't know, and I don't know if he did know, he wasn't going to elaborate. So I don't know what to do. I think maybe China's holding our antennas ransom for better trade conditions.
Yeah, I don't know. One more question, and now I noticed they had the end contact or whatever, and I was just wondering if I want a PL259 connection, I need to get the let's see, X700H.
I believe that's correct, but either one will do, because you can just use. In fact, I bought the one with the end connector, and then the first one I bought, so I bought the adapter, which was 12 bucks, or it didn't matter. I didn't care. Yeah, you can get either one, but the H is the PL259.
All right. Well, yeah, that's pretty much my position now, or decision now, is to go with that. So I'll probably keep my 510 up and as a backup, which is, hey, that's a pretty good backup. But anyway, I don't want to hold your net up. You're sounding good tonight, both you and Michael. You ain't got any static or anything. In fact, a lot of the guys are coming through real good up here in Portland. But anyway, that's it for me. K4 BWA. Back, Paul.
Yeah, very good, Ricky. You sound good too. Much better than you did Thursday night. You're right. It's conditions. And now tonight, the conditions are good to the north and east, but they're lousy out to the west, because we had up in the Ashland City area. He said I was really, really weak over there, and Michael was too. And Michael, like I said, he's got his antenna right now is better than the one I have. Anyway, that was Ricky. Kilo 4 Bravo Whiskey Alpha. He's up in Portland. Who else is north? North or anywhere?
AD4 VUW, Garland and Bethpage, Mount Vernon, NDN.
Hold on, I had 2 in there. I had David in there at KI4NDN, but first I had Warm Whiskey. How you doing, Carlin?
Doing okay. You're 50 over up here tonight. The storm that rolled through here earlier this afternoon kind of cleaned the atmosphere out, I reckon. And full quieting. And of course, Ricky, he's 60 over. He's just a mile west and stuff. But anyway, yeah, we're going to get another cleaning here probably within the next maybe 45 minutes. There was a big storm coming out of St. Louis area heading this way. And I noticed, I don't know if it's broke down or not. I hadn't looked back at the radar yet, but got another big batch if it hadn't broke down heading this way. So thought I'd let y'all know about that. Anyway, thought I'd check in, say hello to everybody. Hope everybody's having a nice night tonight. Kind of cooled off with all the storms that we had rolled through. Kind of cooled it down. And I don't know. Hope you get your antenna. I don't know when it's going to get here or not. I don't know. The N connector, the UHF connector, they're both about the same. I don't know. I've had I think it was a 510 a couple years ago, or a 500. It had an end connector on it, and I just put the end connector on the end of the coax when I put it up. It wasn't no big deal. I've got a bunch of end connectors here too, so I don't know. It's a different connector. It's a more watertight connector. So I don't know. But anyway, we'll turn it back over to you and see if there's let some more people check in and stuff. And Toodaloo from KD4 VW.
Yeah, very good, Carlin. That was Carlin, Kilo Delta 4 Victor, Uniform Whiskey and Bethpage. Big city. Yeah, you sound great tonight too. Don't forget, we got the 220 net tonight too. After the 220. I mean, after the 144, 240, and after the 6 meter net. So this is one of our 4 net nights. We had David in there. How you doing, David? KI4 Indiana.
Hello, Mr. Paul, and everybody on there. Doing pretty good here, sir. Your signal sounds much improved tonight. I don't know what you've done or what, but you're 9 plus every transmission. Nope.
Yeah, you're doing S9 as well to me. It's obviously conditions are very, very good. They're good to the east, obviously the south, and to the north, but not to the west.
Well, I've kind of been watching your signal strength there the last 3 or 4 days, and it's much better tonight, stronger than it has been in the past.
Well, I'm anxious to get I'm probably gonna go to my backup antenna, another backup antenna, which I haven't had up in a couple of years, man, for about 4 years. Unless I get my other 900 fixed or the new one comes in. And it's amazing that here we are in this age of instant everything, and it's going to take me 4 months to get an antenna.
Yes, sir, I know that. I've attempted to send you links to that information I spoke to you about the other day, the capacitors on that X700, but wasn't able. I'll try again, so.
All right, very good. Look forward to it.
Okay, good evening, Paul, and everybody on that. Thanks for what you do, sir. 7-3, KI4NDN.
Very good. That was David. He's in Reedyville. Kilo, India, 4 November, Delta November. But good signal, really great signals. David's last week was pretty weak, and this week it's just it's an S9 is a great signal. Just the conditions are amazing how much they'll change on 2 meters. And I've actually had pretty seasoned hams say that who didn't get on 2 meters simplex very often. They were surprised, as I was, how much conditions affect simple old 2 meters here. Anyway, who else is any place anywhere?
WB0
An old hand like you already knew all that, didn't you, Mark?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
The fact that conditions can affect 2 meters in ways you are unexpected.
Oh yeah. We had a lot of incidences of even with commercial stuff where signals were coming from a long way away, and then sometimes not getting across town. So happens to all of us.
Well, in commercial systems, and you did a lot of work on commercial systems. What was the standard? Kind of like what's the most normal standard? Fire police, etc. Their transmission. What power are they using?
Well, most of the stations are 100-watt stations. I think that's the most you can have now. We had a few 250 watters over the years, but not so much of that anymore. And mobile stations typically were about like hams use, like 50 watts. There was a period of time when we had 100-watt mobiles too, but not so much anymore.
Oh, okay. Because I know those old GE radios are 120 watts.
Yeah, well, Motorola and GE both had 100, and Kenwood too, had 110-watt radios typically. And those were used mostly when stations were all simplex. And as repeaters became more prevalent, you didn't need as much power in the mobile.
Oh, I got you. I heard somebody telling me one time in Watertown because they went and got a repeater for the police force and the fire when in fact you didn't need a repeater. Did you drop out on me there, Mark?
Oh, we're
did I do?
I don't know. I just mentioned that somebody had said they were joking about Watertown. The municipality bought a repeater for the municipal, fire, police, and EMS or whatever it was. And Watertown's not big enough to need a repeater.
Yep. Well, everybody's big enough for a repeater.
Oh yeah, no question about it. In fact, even when there's nobody around, you get a repeater.
Yep. Yeah. But anyway, I don't really have anything else for the net.
All right, very good. Keep working on that ham dollar store. I think you'll make a lot of money that way. You may catch on. Everybody bringing stuff in dollar bags.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still getting a kick out of it. It was kind of fun.
Maybe you ought to have another box that just has their bags. They're opaque. You can't tell what you're buying for $1. It'd be like the grab bag, the mystery grab bag.
Yeah, I don't know. People were pretty focused into finding what they needed. I was amazed at the stuff people wanted. But anyway, I got enough to fill another 400 or 500 bags probably.
Oh boy, that ought to be fun on your next Ham Fest. Maybe you ought to go down to Huntsville.
No, I think that's a Lebanon Ham Fest special.
Okay, very good. Anyway, that was Mark, Whiskey Bravo Zero, November Oscar. Anybody? And he's in Northwest Wilson. Who else is any place anywhere?
Kilo Quebec 4 Foxtrot Echo Golf. This is Kevin and Bethpage.
Hey Kevin, how are you?
Oh, doing pretty good. Just got done cooking some dinner. Just listening to the net.
I'm hearing somebody else in there besides you, Kevin. Hey, give me your call in. It's Kilo Quebec 4 Alpha.
Foxtrot Echo Golf. Foxtrot Echo Golf.
Yeah, very good. Did you hear that other station in there when you stopped transmitting?
It got really quiet, and I could tell somebody was probably keying up, but I couldn't receive them.
Oh, okay, very good. I just wondered if it was just me or wasn't sure what I was hearing.
There is definitely another station in there.
That's all right. They're allowed if they want to talk to us. If they don't want to talk to us, I want them to change frequency. Anyway.
I just thought I'd check in. I got some company tonight. So I'm going to get off here, but it's good talking to you. It's been fun listening to the net, and 73s to everybody.
Very good. That was Kevin. Kilo Quebec 4 Foxtrot Echo Golf is it Bethpage?
Roger, Bethpage.
Wow, I'm surprised I got that right. Anyway, that was Kevin and Bethpage. Kilo Quebec 4 Foxtrot Echo Golf. Who else is any place anywhere? Oh, is this the new Gallatin member?
Yes, it is. I wasn't sure if somebody had.
Well, you've got a pretty. Make sure to step up to the mic. You actually have a pretty good signal, but your audio is a little bit low. But it may be just a function of your handheld you're using there. Give me your call again. I know it ends in Tango Juliet. What's the first part again?
Whiskey 5 Alpha Tango Juliet.
Ah, very good. And you're in Gallatin.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, it's doing well. Did you get up on a high ground, or did you have to do anything special?
I'm just sitting on my back porch right now, right off the 109 by Publix there, and I got a little handheld FP65 and a ladder line antenna here hanging up about 8 feet high.
Well, very good. So somebody else that was in Gallatin, or actually closer to, I think closer to Cottontown, but they also would sometimes talk from their porch on a handheld, and I could hear them. So you're doing fine.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me tonight. I appreciate it.
All right, very good. I hope to hear from you again. That was Jim in Gallatin. That was his first time check-in. Whiskey 5 Alpha Tango Juliet, and he's got a handheld and a fairly decent ladder line antenna, which is like it's really, I think those are J-pole. Is that what they called it when you bought it, a J-pole?
Yes, it was.
Okay, great. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Those are they can be very effective, especially they're nice for traveling. They work much better than the little antenna that comes with most of those little antennas are almost worthless. But no, an external antenna like that, I have one of those as well. Anyway, that was Jim. He's up in Gallatin. Whiskey 5 Alpha Tango Juliet. Anybody else?
Man, he was S6 to me.
Yeah, he was like S5 to me too. It's awesome. Anybody else? Please come down. Looking for lollygaggers, lurkers, and well, laggards. We're going for laggards tonight, and slackers.
Okay, when it's
You're gonna be a slacker tonight, there, Scott.
yeah, how's the sim sound?
Oh, it sounds great. You're doing good. Good audio.
No, that's different radio tonight. It's FT100D, and we'll try it on sideband here in a minute.
Yeah, nice clean signal. Really good. The audio is very good.
Very good, thank you. I got nothing for the net. K1S is pretty good.
All righty. It's like people who, when they ask for a comment, is if you have a comment for the press and they say no comment, say, well, saying no comment is a comment. You're saying you have nothing for the net means you did had something, which it was saying nothing. Anyway, that was Scott. He's in Laverne. Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta. Anybody else out there? Please come down. Now we're looking for preppers, flat earthers, scanner listeners. Have to email me, of course. Let's see what else we got. Holocaust deniers. We'll throw those in there too. All right, we're going to quit right there. We had 25 tonight, which is a decent number. Doesn't matter. Well, all the numbers are decent, doesn't it? Whoever shows up is good. Just always remember that checking into this net is individually doesn't mean a whole lot. I mean, it's just checking into a net. But at the same time, somebody who is new to ham radio or trying to figure out what their station's doing and they know where you're, because I always tell where, I always tell where the call and where you're from, and that way they can get a gauge on how well their system is performing compared to, but especially if they can see it on YouTube and hear it on YouTube, they get a handle on who's doing what and how good their own station's doing. Anyway, moving right over to, I'm going to be there on 144.240 in a moment. So unless we have anybody check in right now. All right. We'll, 25, actually it says 24, I lied. Not 25, it's 24. Okay, we'll be there momentarily on 144.240 upper side, and followed by 50.135. All right, this is Kilo 4 Pop Echo Whiskey. Looking for check-ins on the 144.240. I may be off a little bit on frequency, but let's give it a try. Going from the west, please come in.
KG4 ILV, Jack and Donaldson.
Ah, very good. Sound great, Jack. KG4 ILV, big signal. Who else is west? Anybody else west?
KC4TAQ.
Man, you got a great signal on the sideband here, Charles.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds real good.
Yeah, it sounds great. You sound wonderful. Good audio. I mean, I'd almost think you were on FM. Who else is west? Anybody west or south? Ah, I got you. You sound good, Scott. Sounded better over on 2 meters, but you're doing all right here. You're doing it. Which radio are you using? Which radio are you using for the sideband?
This is a Yaesu FT100 Delta.
Cool. Sorry about that. I hit the wrong button on the radio and I jumped all back to the memory mode. Scott, you sound good. It's K4PW. Who else is? Who else is? Everybody makes mistakes. That's my answer. Who else is south or south?
I figured something happened. Okay, what else today?
Yeah, something goes bad. You know something's wrong if I'm not jacking my jaws. You know what I'm saying?
Better your jaws and something else. KF4, KFQ.
Yeah, that's right. I got Tony in there. KF4, KFQ. Very good. Your good sound good too there, Tony. Who else is south? Or east?
KM4 YRF, and you're right on the frequency tonight.
Yeah, I changed it. It's 0.05 is the number. 240.005. I'm KM4YRF. Michael here in Mount Juliet, over a couple of miles east of me. Who else is east?
KM4HQE.
Yeah, sound good there, Stan. KM4HQE. Stan in Lebanon. Who else is east?
KI4ZDG.
ZDG, very good. That's Michael, KI4CDG, and he's in Gladeville. Who else is east or north? Anybody north? Last chance for north. Yeah, Mark must have went taking that. He normally checks in on the sideband. No more north, or I'm moving on to 50.135. All right, we had a grand total of 8 people here on sideband. I'm moving over. If you would announce that, Michael, on the 2 meters FM, and I'll just move over to 50.135. Thanks. Appreciate everybody checking in. We'll see you over there on 6 meters if you can do it at 6 meters sideband, upper sideband, 50.135.
We're going to 50.1.
This is Kilo 4, Papa Echo Whiskey. Looking for check-ins on 6 meters here on 50.135. Looking for check-ins from the west. Please come in.
KO4, Oscar Tango Victor.
Ah, very good. Got you in there, Joel. Sound good. Who else is, Joel's up in Ashland, West Ashland City. Who else is west? Hey, you sound good as well there. I'll copy me and Joel so far there.
Copy on just fine.
Okay, very good. Just wanted to see how it's the 6 meters sounds pretty decent tonight so far. That was Carl in Franklin, November 8, November Uniform Tango. Who else is west? I'm copying somebody, but I don't know who that is. I'm not sure who that is. I thought I heard Echo November something.
6 is open right now, Paul. It could be anybody. I see activity all the way up and down the band.
Yeah, I don't think he's talking to me because he's still jacking his jaws. All right, anybody else west or south? One more time, please. I don't think he's talking to me either. We're gonna have to move along. We don't want to be interrupting these other guys. Who else is west or south? Over to the east. Yeah, I'm gonna move this right along. I had Stan in there, KM4HQE. You had Zulu Delta Golf, Michael in there. Kilo India 4 Zulu Delta Golf. Who else is east? All right, that's another one. That's Michael, KM4YRF. Who else? East or north? Anywhere? All right, we're going to move over to 223.415. I don't have one last chance on 6 meters. Anybody else out there? Yeah, I do other stations in there. I'm gonna get out of their way. So it's K4PEW. We'll see you over there on 223-415 if you're able. And I'm out closing down the YouTube portion of the net. Appreciate everybody being there.